If you're here to see the full kitchen build we're working on, subscribe and hit the bell to see that video in your feed. Today I'll be showing you how to assemble IKEA Corner wall cabinet with a Lazy Susan add-on and how we solved some fitment issues we encountered during assembly. Let's go. We decided to change up the scenery a bit from the last video. In case you're wondering why, the carpet is way too comfortable on my knees. On a separate note, if you missed the video on how we laid this beautiful tile, check out the link in the description below or a tile at the end of the video. Sorry for my shameless plugs. Let's get back to the task at hand. Now that we have everything laid out, let's put it all together. This cabinet is built in several distinct sections. Start by finding 4 long threaded screws in the hardware box. Grab one of the diamond-shaped pieces and secure them to the back support using the Z-shaped Allen key included in the box. Repeat the same process on the other side. I found it helpful to lift the piece slightly to allow the Allen key to travel freely. With this section complete, let's move on to the side panels. Just like in the previous video, lay them out in front of you with the slotted ends facing out. Set all the 8 cam lock nuts and use the Phillips screwdriver to secure them in place without over tightening. Next, you will need to install the 2 wall mount hardware brackets on the top of each cabinet side. The brackets have multiple mounting holes as the same part is used in multiple IKEA cabinet styles. In our case, each mounting bracket needs to sit slightly proud from the cabinet edge. That's why I'm securing each bracket with 3 Euro screws using the last 3 mounting holes on the brackets. With the cabinet sides all prepped, grab the top and bottom assembly and insert the dowels on the inside holes of each side. With all the hardware installed, grab the first side piece and install it on the cabinet frame. Then grab the second side and place it on top, lining up the screws and dowel holes. Insert the Chemlock nuts into respective holes of the top and bottom of the cabinet till they're flush with the surface, and lock them using a Phillips screwdriver by turning it clockwise 180 degrees. Here's a max tip. Leave the backer plates off for the time being to make it easier to install the Lazy Susan. It can be done with the back plates on, but why complicate your life? With the cabinet carcass assembled, it's time to move on to the next stage, Lazy Susan installation. When you first unpack all the parts of the Lazy Susan, it's a little overwhelming because there are so many little pieces. But as I started to put it all together, I realized it's not so bad. Start by securing the bottom center spindle with 2 small screws. Then install the top spindle. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of it, but it gets attached into pre-drill holes just like the bottom one. Now let's move on to assembling the trays. Grab the glass base and insert the border clips, making sure the openings are pointing to the inside. Listen for a distinct click of the clip to confirm proper installation. For the easiest install of the metal rim, clip in the 3 back clips on the straight edge. Install the rim joint and only then clip in the rest of the clips around the perimeter. Next, grab the support plate and insert the threaded spacer, lining up the notch with the deepest groove on the supporting plate. With that assembled, insert the support plate at the bottom of the glass tray and hand tighten the lock nut provided. Once you repeat the process on the second tray, we are ready to slide them onto the mounting pole. Reference your instructions for the correct pole parts, as you may have to use a different pole arrangement for your size of cabinet frame. It's finally time to install everything in the cabinet frame. Place the bottom of the pole onto the spindle and extend the pole, inserting it into the top support. To secure the pole in place, you have to insert this little machine screw with a washer, and that is where we ran into a problem. The holes on the 2 sections of the poles did not line up at all. I double checked the instructions to make sure we did everything as described and confirmed everything was assembled correctly. So to fix this, I used an Allen wrench provided to loosen the screws at the top of the cabinet frame. That allowed some wiggle room to install the screw and the washer in the respective hole connecting the 2 poles. After which I retightened the 2 screws on top to complete the Lazy Susan installation. Next, I moved on to installing the cabinet backers into the slots of the connecting pieces, and we discovered yet another problem. The cabinet backer is a flimsy piece of MDF, so they were just flexing in the back of the cabinet. We couldn't let this stand, so we used the T50 stapler with the 1/4-inch staples to secure the MDF to the frame of the cabinet, completing the assembly. This step is very important as it adds rigidity and proper corner alignment to the cabinet. In case you were curious, the whole thing took about an hour from start to finish. Consider checking out the next video where we will cover the installation of the cabinets. If interested, you can find the link below or in one of the cards at the end of the video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. Please leave your feedback or questions in the comments below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be there for the next one. Take care of yourself, your family, and have a great day.